Welcome, my dear ones. Salma is saying hello from the heart. Every time I see your interactions and comments, it becomes the most beautiful gift I could ask for. If you'd like to support me and be part of the family, please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. And don't forget to turn on notifications. Let's enjoy our time together today and continue the episode. And today I want to take you on the dream journey of every English learner, the journey from being a beginner to speaking English with confidence and fluency. A lot of people ask me, Salma, what's the best order to learn English? Should I focus on grammar or vocabulary? Should I watch movies, read books, or just speak as much as I can? These are great questions, and the truth is, if you try to learn everything at once, you'll feel lost or overwhelmed. So today, I'll walk you through step by step and show you a clear path that starts from the very first step in learning English and leads to advanced fluency. Think of it like building a house. You can't live in the house until you build the foundation first. And you can decorate it until you build the walls. Learning English is exactly the same. So, shall we start the journey together? Okay. Every house needs a strong foundation. If the foundation is weak, the house will collapse. Imagine you build a beautiful house with walls, windows, and decorations. But the ground underneath is soft and weak. What will happen? The house will fall down. Learning English is the same. You can't start with the roof. You can't start with complex grammar, long articles, or fast conversations. You have to start with the ground, the simple, strong base that will support everything above it. And what is the foundation in English? It's the basics, exactly that. A small set of simple words and expressions you can use to get by in daily life. Imagine you're traveling to an English-speaking country. You get off the plane, go to a cafe, and want to order something to drink. What will you say? You don't need long sentences or perfect grammar. You need something simple. Water, please, or coffee, please. That's it. Then you walk down the street. You're lost, and you need to find the train station. What will you say? Something like, where is the bus? Or where is the station? Simple, direct, easy to understand. That is your foundation. Words like eat, drink, go, and expressions like how much? I don't understand. Can you help me? It's not about having thousands of words. In fact, research says that once you learn just 500 to 1,000 of the most common words, you can understand a very large part of everyday English. You won't say everything perfectly, but you'll get by. You can buy food, ask for help, let people know what you want, and answer simple questions. If you're still here, please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. And don't forget to turn on notifications. At this stage, don't think about perfect grammar. Don't worry if you don't know how to use the present perfect or the simple past. Don't worry about speaking fast, that will come later. Right now, just focus on learning the most important words and the simplest grammar patterns. And something magical happens when you do this. Once you can use these simple words in real life. Your brain starts to feel more comfortable with English. Suddenly, English isn't a huge mountain you can't climb. It's something you can actually use. Something alive. Okay, how do you build this foundation? The answer is repetition. Repetition is your best friend. Listen to the same simple dialogues again and again. Repeat them slowly and carefully. Say them out loud until they feel natural on your tongue. Try the shadowing technique, which means you listen to a sentence and speak at the same time, like an echo. It might feel strange at first, but it's a powerful method because with every repetition, your mouth and brain work together. And remember, mistakes here are not your enemy. Mistakes are proof that you're learning, that you're building. So, if you're at the beginning of your English learning journey, focus on this stage. Don't rush your progress. Build your foundation strong and solid. Because once the foundation is strong, anything you add on top, grammar, vocabulary, fluency will stay in place. Okay. If you still here, please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. And don't forget to turn on notifications. Now, let's go back to our house. You already have the foundation. It's strong and solid. But you can't live on just a foundation. Imagine sleeping outside on bare cement, with no roofs in puddle. So, the next step is to build the structure. The walls that rise above the foundation and start to give the house its shape. The same thing happens with your English. Once you have the basics, the set of words and expressions that help you get by, you need more words, more grammar, and you need to start forming longer, richer sentences and practice more. At this stage, you might know how does the market. That's good. But it's not enough. Life doesn't only happen in the present. Sometimes you need to talk about yesterday, sometimes about tomorrow, sometimes about things happening now or things that happen regularly. So, instead of just saying I go to the market, now you can say, I went to the market yesterday, or I will go to the market tomorrow, or I am going to the market now. See how your world has expanded. Suddenly you're not stuck in one moment. You can travel through time. You can express the past, present, and future. That's the power of building the structure. At this stage, balance between input and output remains very important. Input means listening and reading like the food you give your brain. Without food, you can't grow. But if you only eat and never move, your body won't be healthy. In the same way, if you only listen and read, you might understand a lot, but you won't be able to speak easily. Output means speaking and writing. That's when you use the energy from the food. But if you only speak and write without listening and reading, you'll keep repeating the same small set of words and you won't grow. So at this level, you need to do both. You need to feed your brain and you need to practice. You can listen to a podcast like this every day. Read stories, newsal, or even dialogues from textbooks. And then immediately try to use what you've heard or read. Write 3 or 4 sentences about your day. Call a friend and tell them one thing you learned. And the shadowing technique here becomes incredibly powerful. Shadowing isn't just repeating words, it's training for your mouth, tongue, ears, and brain to work together. You hear a sentence and repeat it, first slowly and carefully, then a little faster, and finally matching the natural rhythm of the speaker. At first, you'll feel robotic. But then something amazing happens. Sentences won't feel strange anymore. You'll start to feel they're natural. And that's the moment when English stops being just a subject to study and starts to feel alive inside you. It's not memorizing words from a book, you're using English as a real language. It becomes part of you, part of how you think, express yourself, and connect with the world. Okay. So at this stage, don't rush. You can't build the walls of the house in one day. In the same way, build your English day by day with patience. Add new words. Try new tenses. Listen a lot. Speak a little more every day. And slowly you'll look around and see that your house isn't just a flat foundation anymore. The walls are rising, the shape is clear, and you'll find yourself starting to hear the natural rhythm and music of the language. And I'll keep listening. The more you listen to natural English, the more you absorb without even noticing. The patterns, expressions, and the way sentences rise and fall slowly become part of you. If you're still here, please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. And don't forget to turn on notifications. Now, let me stop at something important. Actually, this day, a lot of learners feel frustrated. They understand a lot. They read a book, follow a podcast, even talk with friends. But when they speak, they still make mistakes, forget words, and their sentences aren't perfect. They start to think, maybe my English isn't good enough. My friend, listen to me. Mistakes at this stage are not a sign of weakness. They're a sign that you're growing. If you can tell a story in English, even with mistakes, then you've gone further than most learners. Don't be embarrassed by mistakes. We're proudly mean your English, not okay. The next stage in your English journey is becoming natural. The structure of your language is already there. You can communicate, get by, and explain yourself in detail. But now you want your voice to sound smooth. You want to appear fluent. You want to feel alive in English. This is the moment when you start working on your pronunciation. When you start paying attention not only to what you say, but how you say it. You learn the rhythm of English sentences, the music of intonation, and the way native speakers link words together. Instead of saying every word slowly and separately, you learn to flow. What do you want to do becomes what do you want to do. These small changes are the decorations that make your speech sound natural and fluent, not robotic. Your vocabulary continues to grow, often to 8,000 words or more. But here the difference is you're not memorizing words for a test, you're learning words naturally. From reading novels, listening to podcasts, or real conversations. These words stay with you because they're linked to experiences and stories. At this stage, grammar isn't something you stop to think about. You don't stop and ask yourself, Do I say I have been or I went? The right choice comes on its own, automatically, almost instinctively, like walking without thinking about how to move your legs. You just walk. That's the moment you realize. English isn't something outside of you, it's inside you. It has become part of your identity. Okay, my friends, this is the journey from beginner to fluent. First, you build the foundation with basic words and grammar. Then you build the structure with more vocabulary and balanced practice. Then you expand the rooms with real-life situations. After that, you decorate with natural pronunciation, idiomatic expressions, and advanced grammar. And finally, you live in the house you live in English with fluency. The most important thing is, don't rush. Don't try to skip levels. Move step by step, and each step will prepare you for the next. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this episode helped you, make sure to subscribe, share it with a friend, and listen to it again tomorrow. And remember, learn slowly, learn every day, and fluency will come. Goodbye for now.